The Dow hits 26,000 today, just a week after hitting 25,000. After a year focused on tax reform and deregulation, President Trump turns to infrastructure, immigration, and U.S. trade agreements. Which of these three will make the biggest difference to you and your family's pocketbook? Retailers had their best holiday season since 2010. But is there another shakeup in the retail space? The S&P 500 enters the leading quadrant on the World Index Relative Rotation Graph, and my personal message to you, our growing CB3 audience. Caution! What's in your portfolio? Here's what's moving the markets and your money. I'm Charles Brown. It's Tuesday, January 16th, and this is CB3 on 3. CB3 on 3 analyzes political, fundamental, and technical influences on market behavior, which thus affects your money. Together, these influences determine the movements in all the portfolios we manage. We're a day early this week because of preparation for my annual winter speech to clients this Thursday in Chicagoland. A few seats are still available, but please contact us now if you're interested in attending. For CB3 on 3, here's what we're seeing this week. In political influences, if there were three signature Donald Trump issues during the 2016 presidential campaign, the ones he stressed repeatedly at rallies and in debates, they were infrastructure, immigration, and trade. 2017 focused more on tax reform and deregulation. The focus this year has moved decisively back to the standard Trump issues. There's no doubt that immigration has moved to the top of the Washington agenda in 2018. Also, though, Mr. Trump is speaking directly to his base with added emphasis on trade and infrastructure, the two areas that coincidentally can benefit us most as investors. Trade negotiations can create a more favorable export environment for American companies, and the proposed $100 billion in annual spending on infrastructure, repairing roads, bridges, railways, and airports, would create tens of thousands of jobs during the next decade. Now, I've noticed that the White House is promising action soon on infrastructure, an issue Mr. Trump has started bringing up with more regularity in his on-camera appearances. Here's my take on the political implications for our investments. As your portfolio manager looking out for our investors, I would prefer to see trade negotiations and a large infrastructure package be the goal for 2018's accomplishments, because those two areas have more potential to potentially impact us as investors. Infrastructure spending is our 2018 preferred political focus for President Trump and Congress. Let's see if they listen to what we say. In fundamental influences, spending at U.S. retailers rose in December for the fourth consecutive month, capping the strongest year for sales growth since 2014 and showing a continued surge in online retail sales. Sales in the fourth quarter increased 5.5% compared with the same period a year earlier. Still, with the recent Sam's Club announcement that they are closing 63 stores and converting at least some of those spaces into distribution centers throughout the U.S., it calls into question the future of brick and mortar retail in 2018 and beyond. Consumer spending is the main engine of the U.S. economy, accounting for more than 2/3 of total economic output. And consumer spending has continued to rise, supported by factors including low unemployment and consumer confidence. Here's my take on the fundamental implications for our investments. In the past two episodes of this program, I have mentioned that consumer confidence is the highest in 17 years. Consumers will keep spending. Where they spend and what stocks we choose to follow those dollars is a fascinating study for 2018. For our investors, we will continue to follow the money and accordingly invest in our clients' best interests. In technical influences, the S&P 500 index, making a new lifetime high today, has spent weeks in the improving quadrant and has just now crossed into the leading quadrant. This means that the S&P 500 versus the other major world stock indices is now taking a leadership role. Now you might be saying, well, we're already at lifetime highs, and that's true. But this new technical statistic means that the S&P is now joining the Dow and the NASDAQ in world index leadership, and that's a great positive. However, as I reported last week, the Russell 2000 small cap has turned down right on the cusp of entering the leading quadrant and not yet following its fellow U.S. indices. Virtually no stock market boom has ever occurred over the long term without small cap participation. And I'm watching this trend very carefully as we are now at the halfway point of January, historically a strong month for stock market performance. And now my personal message to you, our growing audience. With over 40,000 views per week, our audience has substantially grown since we first started this program in September 2017. We welcome all respectful and thoughtful dialogue, and we ban viewers who use vulgar, disrespectful, or inappropriate messages in this space. Make no mistake about it though, this commentary strongly supports our president and the effect his leadership has had on the economic growth we have all witnessed since November 9th, 2016. That is not a political comment, it is an economic assessment of President Trump's accomplishments. And in case I have not yet made this perfectly clear, we at CB3 stand for the U.S. flag and we kneel at the cross of our Lord, for whom all these blessings flow. As I record this episode, the Dow has just crossed 26,000. Are you feeling blessed? We sure are, and it's not just about money. Thank you, each of you, for watching and commenting and joining the CB3 on 3 family. We'll walk together into 2018 and beyond. And that's CB3 on 3 for Wednesday, January 10th. What's in your portfolio? If you don't know, you should. If you want to know, we can help. I'm Charles Brown, and at CB3 Financial Group, we don't just manage your assets, we become one of them.